did B read all the books that she talked about in her TBR videos of this year?
No one asked the question, but I answered it anyway. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I can't believe it's already June. I know for a fact that I screwed up my April TBR. I did not read a thing with that one. So I know there are still a lot of books that I talked about in my TBR videos over the last 5 months that I still haven't read. And there are a lot of books on that TBR that are still on my radar, and I feel like it would be best not to carry them over to the last half of the year. There is spooky season coming up, holiday season, and a lot of new releases are coming my way, so I don't want to have all those books whispering in my ear.
You want to read us? You want to read us?
Come on, you want to read us?
So let's check in with those TBR videos and see how many I actually did read, or if I'm just lying to everybody all year round.
It's a little crowded. Do you mind if we sit?
Yeah, could you scooch?
Let me just
Keep on scooching.
Okay, so there wasn't a TBR video for January because I only got back into BookTube at the end of January. So there should be a February TBR, a March, April, and May. I did do a final book support group TBR where I talked about all the series that I'm in the middle of. I don't count that as a TBR for this half of the year because hell no. So let's go and check out TBR number 1, which is the February TBR. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about some of the books that I'm planning to read in February. So it's already February and I've been meaning to get back to YouTube for a while now. So I thought I would just start now, start fresh, and just see where this year takes me. I'm not gonna dwell on the fact that it's already like a month into the year. I had been hoping that I can just get started in January, but that didn't happen. But I'm not gonna dwell on it. It's okay, it's fine. Life happened and I'm here now, so I'm kind of stoked to just talk to you guys about some of the books that are on my TBR. A reading goal this year is something that I just decided on spur of the moment last week or so, and that is that I kind of want to get my physical TBR down. I don't remember this. What did I say? What did I promise? My reading goal is to read at least as many physical books from my TBR as I haul. This month, I'm not sure if I actually managed it. So I got 3 physical books and I think I read 3 physical books as well, so it kind of balances out. Did I ever manage it? I did not check up on that. And I'm not gonna do that here. I'm gonna do that later, maybe. But at the same time, the 3 books that I bought because I thought I would want to read them right away, I couldn't wait any longer, I didn't read them. So that's kind of like, why? So I'll show them to you. It's these 3. It's Ruthless Vows, which is the sequel to Divine Rivals. I still haven't read it. What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I started it. I have not finished it yet. It was a bit bland for my taste, but I do still want to finish it this year, so maybe in June. And then just last week I got Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. I read that. So I'm not just gonna try to read from my physical TBR this year. I'm also trying to read the ones that I get, that I haul, right away. But I am gonna give me a little leeway with this. It doesn't have to be the month that I get them in, but I am gonna try quarterly to see like if I read the books that I hauled. So I have 3 months to read these. So February, March, these are gonna get read, hopefully. Okay, we know I lied. We know I lied because of just those 3 books. I only read 1 of them and started another. We'll do that later. Let's just continue. We'll get back to this. And then I have 2 books, 2 anticipated releases that I really want to get to. Both of them are companion novels to books that I loved last year. I pre-ordered Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. Okay, so the sequel to Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone I did read, so I'm happy about that. I got an email saying that I was approved for an ARC of one of my most anticipated reads of the year, The Undermining of Twyla and Frank. Okay, we're not gonna go into how I'm talking about, oh my god, I can't wait to read this, and I'm gonna do this on my birthday, and I still haven't finished it. I did start it on my birthday and I like it. It didn't grab me as much as the first book. I'm still enjoying it, but I still haven't finished it. So one more thing that I want to do is I want to read favorites of other booktubers. Oh, okay, yeah, and then I did and we got Immortal Longings, and I wanted to read that because it was a favorite book of Kayla from Books and Lala, and I did complete that one. Not in the month that I wanted to, but I have since then completed it. Okay, so that was February TBR. We're off to a horrible start. But yeah, there are some books that I still need to read that I wanted to read at end of January, and that's kind of horrible. But they are still on my radar, so they go on my June TBR. And we're gonna talk about the whole, did I read my haul in 3 months' time? We're gonna talk about that later. Okay, let's go to March TBR. I think I did well with this one. Yeah, I think I did well because at that point I was like, I really need to read the books that I put on my TBR, and yeah. But I think there were a lot of books on there, so there might be a couple that I haven't read yet. And my book club here where I live, we decided on reading this in March. Invisible Library, read that. Will of the Many, read that as a buddy read. Fate of the Fallen, I have read that. So Let Them Burn by Camila Cole. This I got for my birthday. This was a present from my sister, so thank you so much, Anna. Birthday present from my sister, and I think I put it on my April TBR as well, and I still haven't read it. I started it, I have not continued. From what I read, it would be something that I enjoy. I just don't have the audiobook for it, so I'm gonna need to be in a mood to read just physically. And I have been, over the last couple of weeks, I have been in the mood to not need the audiobook. So here's hoping that June is the month that I read it. Next up is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. Oh, look at that. I put it back on my TBR and I still haven't read it. Yellowface, I did read that. These Deadly Prophecies, I did read. How to Solve Your Own Murder, I have read that. And then I have four books by Alexandra Rowland. Taste of Gold and Iron, oh my god, so happy that I finally got around to reading it. One of my favorite books of the year so far. Bone Spindle, I have read that. Next up I have Anne Leakey's The Raven Tower. Still haven't read that, yeah. I have started it and I'm really enjoying the writing style. It is very weird and I kind of like it. So I do want to continue with that one. Poison Study, I have read that. But in my wrap up I said I wanted to continue with the series, which I have not. But it doesn't count for this challenge. The Emperor and the Endless Palace, I haven't read that, nope. I read the first chapter and I wasn't really like drawn into the story by this one, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna read that in June either. But it is very short, so maybe. Curious Tides, nope. You will see this one in the April TBR as well. Oh, and I did the Spin Again. And it's Fireborn. I have not read that one, and since I haven't completed this one, I haven't spun the wheel since then. I will do this again at a later point. I mean, I wanted to read one in a month. I mean, how hard is that to read one a month? But I don't know, I just haven't picked up Fireborn, and so I wasn't really sure I wanted to go and pick up another one. But I do know that, for example, Yellowface was on there as well, and I have read Yellowface, but I haven't, it wasn't like a pick from the wheel. So that was March TBR. I feel like for the amount of books that I had on my TBR, I did really well. But next up is April, and I'm not gonna go through it because oh god, my arm. These were on my TBR. Which of these did I finish in April? Sorry. Yeah. I have not read a single book from my April TBR. I'm like, what the hell? Oh my god. I mean, I have started a lot of these, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's all good. Yeah. But yeah, all of those are still on my radar, and who knows? I mean, technically I only had to read like the first 6 books because that was the amount of books that I needed to finish in order to like finish the readathon. I have finished the readathon with other books, but since all of these were mentioned in my TBR, I'm gonna just put them on here. The only exception that I make is I had like 3 options and I pulled one out of a jar. I only put the one that I pulled out of the jar because that one was the one on my TBR. I only put that one on my June TBR. Also, if I said like, if I don't get to this, I might get to this, I did not put the second choice on here as well. Can you not scratch right now? Sorry if you can hear my cat. So yeah, if there was like an either or, I only put the one that I was most like interested in on my TBR because hell no, I'm not putting anything else on there. And now let's go to the May TBR. I mean, it is the last day of May, so I could still finish something, but that's not gonna happen. I have the Christie Solve Along in a couple of hours with Gavin, and I still haven't completed the pages that we needed to do for this live show, but yeah, so nothing else is gonna get read besides that today. A bit before, if you haven't seen my announcement video, so I'm doing a read-along for Threads That Bind, the first book in a duology. My read-along, yeah. Let's talk about the read-along. I reread the book in April to prepare myself for the read-along, and I read some parts. I reread in May for the read-along, which went really well. I'm really happy that so many people participated and that we had a little group chat and that we even had like live sprints, which I'm gonna do again in June, I think. I think I'm only gonna do them like maybe once a month in the beginning because for one, time, who has it, and also because it takes a lot of energy still for me to do a live show, like live sprints, like live reading sprints, because it's so new to me and I'm an introvert and all of it takes energy. I don't know how people do it, like almost every day, every week. Like who has that kind of energy? Not me. But it was a lot of fun, so I do want to do it again in June, hopefully, like maybe in the middle of June, maybe another Saturday. I don't know, I have to see like how my work schedule is. Really love the read along. I'm hoping to do another one again soon. I don't know yet with which book. Oh, and during the live show we talked about a book that we might want to buddy read, and we're gonna talk about that later as well. So a lot of things to talk about, but let's go back to the May TBR. So I haven't read Threads That Bind again for the 3rd time, but I did read some of it and I don't think it counts towards my TBR. Keeper of Night, I have read it finally. Same author as this, Kylie Lee Baker. Loved Scarlet Alchemist. Really enjoyed Keeper of Night, so go check her out if you want to. Dreadful, nope, still haven't. Fireborn Blade, I did read that one. You're getting a little like sneak peek into my wrap up, by the way. Bone Shard Emperor, I did that. These Infinite Threads, is it Threads? Yeah. Nope, I have not read that one. Okay, okay, I guess. Okay, so those were a lot of books. I knew it was gonna be a lot of books because of April, but so far so good. I was kind of blindsided by the promise that I made like at the end of January. Whew. Okay, I'm not gonna check if I've read the same amount of physical books as I've hauled. I'm not gonna do that at this point. Maybe at another point in time I might do that. I do think that I have consistently picked up physical books. I haven't just read ebooks. I feel like ebooks were a format that I've read the least of. I think I just mostly read physical plus audiobooks, so so that's good. I'm not sure if it all evens out in the end, but it's okay. Yeah, but I did not remember that I said that I wanted to read all of the hauled books in 3 months time, and I don't think I did that. So I already have one haul on my channel. All of those needed to be read since then, so we're gonna just check out the haul and see. Okay. Ooh, very blonde hair. Ah, there you go. So there's that book again. Saw that one already. Read that. Already read that when I bought it. Read it. That starts out good. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, okay, but it's fine. That was on my April TBR. Read it? Read it? Nope. Nope. No. No. Oh, and I got the package. I forgot. Okay, let's see. Nope. I already read that. Read that. Ooh. That's actually something that I do want to read in June, because I have read the sequel to The Bone Shot Daughter in May, and I really want to continue and finish off the series in June, so that's perfect. That actually doesn't bother me, even though that book is really big. Still no. Oh, yeah. Nope. Okay. So I have read some of them. Some of the others that I haven't read were on my TBRs anyway, so those were already on the list. And then I still, of course, have some books that I have hauled since I put out the haul, but not all of those needed to be read until like the end of June, so it's fine. So everything that I bought in May, I can still like carry over until July.
May, June, July.
So that works. So everything up until the end of April that I hauled, I should have read at the end of June. So let me go check and see all the books that I still need to read then. Okay, back. By the way, I'm not going into any synopsis of any of these books. If you want to know more about these books, go check out the TBR and you will hear me act like I know what they're about. But it would take way too long to get into those. So every book that I have mentioned in this video, I've already talked about multiple times sometimes. And also the books that I'm showing you now, I'm only going to show you really quickly because I am going to do a haul and I don't want to spoil you for everything in that haul. I think the only books that I've hauled since then that I need to have read at the end of June are these 4. So we have The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. I have started this, but it did feel very like typical YA fantasy, so I only got to page 100. It is a very like quick read, so if I wanted to pick this up in June, it would be fine. Then we have Feybound. I have read the first chapter for this and I did enjoy it. I just didn't pick it up in May. Then we have A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal, and I have started it. I'm on page 162, so I only have this much to go. It's not a lot. I think I'm like halfway through. I had to put it down at some point and I didn't pick it back up, but I'm having a lot of fun with this one. Just didn't get around to picking it up. Story of my life. And then I have another one, The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. Even if I wanted to tell you what this is about, I have no clue. I just know it's fantasy mystery, and one of Gavin's patrons, Emma, she has been talking about this non-stop. It's one of her favorite books of the year, and I had this on my radar before, but ever since then I've just heard her mention it so many times and I was like, I need to get it. So I got this. And yeah, it needs to be read until the end of June as well. And because all of that isn't enough to torture myself, it doesn't end there. Why, you ask? I don't know. So in May, again, a little spoiler for my wrap up, but I managed to continue with some series. I'm really happy about it. I already also started a couple of duologies and I really enjoyed those, so I want to just keep the momentum going and just continue with those series, maybe even finish some. I mentioned the Bone Shot War before, and I really want to continue and finish that series. I read the first 2 books. I reread the first and read the second one for the first time in May, so I just want to keep that momentum going. And then we have the last book of the... what is this series called? Is it just Serpent and Dove? I think so. So this is the 3rd book, Gods and Monsters. And I said in my April wrap up that I finished the series. I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, I did it, guys. I didn't. And at least during editing I noticed, and I told you guys, so I wasn't lying. But yeah, I only started this and I noticed that I wasn't really feeling the audiobooks anymore, so I thought I would just continue with it without an audiobook. But yeah, I haven't, and I still need to read all of this But yeah, I do want to finish this off. Like I said, I feel like I already accomplished it, so that goes on my TBR as well. And then I started the Ivory Key. I wanted to have completed this one at the end of May, and I still haven't today. And so because I liked it, I hauled this one. Again, a little sneak peek into my haul. This is a duology, so I do want to finish this and continue with this right away so that I have the complete story finished. And another duology that I started and want to continue in June, the sequel is called Disciples of Chaos. Those are the sequels that I want to get to. But it's not over yet. I still have 3 books I want to talk about. Oh my god. At some point at the end of the year, I'm going to be like, did I read everything I put on my TBR? And then we're going to get back to this one and I'm going to hate myself. I don't have to mention every book that I want to read, but I do for some reason, because I'm an idiot. Okay, so let's talk about those 3 books. And those 3 books are arcs that I got. So the first one is The Sky on Fire by Jen Lyons. I have not yet read the other beloved series by this author. It's been on my TBR forever. And I had wanted to get started on it for a very long time, but I haven't. So of course I wanted to see what else they wrote and asked for the arc. I didn't really think I would get it, but I did, so I really want to get into this. I've had it again forever, but I have been pushing it back because I knew that it would be released, I think, at the beginning of July. So there is a little bit of leeway with this one, so I'm just happy if I get around to reading it in June. Then we have Leather and Lark. This is again a sequel, which is great. This is the sequel to Butcher and Blackbird, which I have read and loved, which is a very weird thing to say about this gruesome murder duo. And to finish it all up, I just got the audio arc for this one, and that is Running Close to the Wind, which is kind of like a companion novel to The Taste of Golden Iron, which I just said that I loved. Now, I mentioned my reading sprints and that there was a book that we talked about that we wanted to buddy read maybe. So I'm buddy reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood this month. I have started it back in January, so this all, like, it all comes together in the end. I read it in the beginning of the year. I didn't continue back then, and I still haven't, so I still need to read it. But yeah, buddy read, I think it's gonna be great to hold me accountable and finally get that one read. And then I have another buddy read, and that is for The Desert Air. I asked on my Instagram between this and Jade Fire Gold. Is that the name? I asked which of those 2 you thought I would enjoy more, and the majority said this one, so I planned on reading this one anyway. And then someone asked if I wanted to do a buddy read with her, and I said sure, let's do it. Again, accountability. And I think that's it. I think I'm crazy. Tell me down below if you think I'm crazy. Of course, I don't think I'm gonna get to all of them. I don't plan on getting to all of them. I just wanna like condense all of these to a smaller amount to carry over for the rest of the year. This will also help me to see if really everything is still on my radar, or if I just lost interest over the last couple of months. There are already a couple that I started, so yay me. There are also a couple where I know I'm not gonna get to them in June because no. But yeah, this was a fun challenge. Let's see how many of those I'll get read, or if it's gonna be another April where I read everything but those books. Who knows? Who knows? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Tell me it's fine. Let me know down in the comments what you're planning on reading in June, if you've read any of the books that I mentioned, and let me know if you think that I will actually manage to read any of these books. Please, please, please lie. Anyway, until the next time, I hope you have all the great reads. Bye!